right, joining me now is my guy, Mike Reiss from ESPN. Let's talk about KJ Osborn because that's the newest Patriot.
Yep, Patriots agreed to a one-year deal with him. He's from the Minnesota Vikings, Steve. Spent the last 4 years there, University of Miami. And I would say for him, like a second or third tier receiver. The Patriots went heavy after Calvin Ridley of the Jaguars. Didn't get him. You know,
so was this plan B?
I mean, it's plan B, but it's sort of like, he's not in the same league as Calvin Ridley, but you're hoping for maybe some upside because in Minnesota, he was playing behind Justin Jefferson. He was a first-round pick. Jordan Addison, a first-round pick. Before that, Adam Thielen, a very productive receiver. So maybe you get him in here, and you know, with an elevated opportunity, he brings out the best in him.
He can return kicks too.
And Steve, you add him, you know, to Juju Smith-Schuster, Kendrick Bourne, Pop Douglas, Jalen Reagor, Tyquan Thornton, and you're throwing bodies at it, and you're seeing what sticks. That's where you are right now. But I gotta believe they want more at receiver still, whether it's a draft pick or someone else.
They got to get more. They definitely have to get more. Let's deal with this quarterback situation.
All right.
Okay. Because here's the thing. There was some talk about Justin Fields coming here.
Yeah.
We know Justin Fields now goes to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh had already picked up Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Patriots bring in Jacoby Brissett.
That's right.
He's going to be the mentor to the guy they actually drafted,
yes.
Correct?
And I think that's the key thing to understand. Like, if Jacoby Brissett's playing for the Patriots as a starter, he's really the bridge to whenever the rookie, Steve, is ready, whoever the rookie is, and he's a good bridge. I mean, he was for Sam Howell last year in Washington. But I think what's interesting, what you mentioned, is Justin Fields. I think fans say, goes to the Steelers for a 6th-round pick. Should the Patriots have been in on that? And I think it's a fair question. I think the way they look at it, Steve, like, you know, you're bringing in a rookie, you got Brissett. Does Fields complicate it? You know, does he duplicate what they have in Brissett? I think Fields is probably a little bit better than Brissett, but it's a whole different style of play. And I think to them, I just don't think they were interested in just adding another log on the fire, maybe because it would muddy the waters for whatever rookie they ultimately bring in.
So the Patriots have the 3rd pick. Is there a possibility? All signs are pointing towards a quarterback. I get that, but is there a possibility they could pick Marvin Harrison Jr.?
So I'm going to tell you there's a remote possibility, Steve, because I know how much you want that to happen, and I don't want to dash your dreams tonight on Sports Final.
I know they need a quarterback. I get it. I get it, but they also need a weapon.
They do, and I think here's why I don't think it's going to happen. I think the value of the quarterback position, like
so high?
The idea, yes, and the idea that if you have conviction that one of these guys is the guy, you almost owe it to your franchise to do it. You just got to make sure you got the right conviction. And I think as great as Harrison is, talk to some people around the league that scout these guys that know a little more about it than I do. They say the difference between Harrison and the next receiver isn't huge, Steve. And even the difference between the next, call it 8 to 10, like there's a lot of receivers in the draft is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, here's what I don't want to see happen. When Belichick was here, Patriots were always trading down, right?
Yes.
They have the 3rd pick this year.
Yes.
Let's bring in the 3rd pick.
Yeah.
Let's not go down to the 11th pick or the 22nd pick or the 15th pick. Let's deal with the 3rd pick.
And I thought of you because I know you don't want the trade down when the Vikings a couple days ago made a trade with the Texans to get an extra 1st-round pick, Steve. I said, oh boy, the Vikings have number 11 now, they have number 23, and they're motivated because they lost Kirk Cousins to possibly move up for a quarterback. Are they the team that's going to dash Steve Burton's dreams and trade up to number 3 with the Patriots? Because let me just toss this out to you. I happen to agree with you, but I'm just going to be
okay. No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, that's fine.
You get number 11. You get number 23. You get their number 1 next year, and maybe even like I might even. What if you got Justin Jefferson? Like, would that change your mind in terms of trading down? I'm not saying the Vikings would do that, Steve, but like if they were willing to trade your Justin Jefferson for the number 3,
I get it.
What do you think?
I get it.
Maybe come over a little bit.
What's their biggest need besides quarterback? What's their biggest need?
So I like your thought on the weapons, but how about left tackle? Because you're talking about a rookie quarterback, if he's going to play, who's protecting his blind side. And I think that's another thing Patriots fans see. They see the Jets going out and signing, you know, big veteran left tackle from the Cowboys. And why weren't the Patriots in on that? I think those are the questions that fans want to answer. And I would just say, on that particular example, I'm not sure that would be the best fit for the Patriots. I mean, a veteran who doesn't practice that much during the week, who is injury prone. But I think ultimately they got to figure out who's going to be playing left tackle to protect the blind side of the quarterback.
They have money to spend.
They do.
Where's that money going?
So, wow, Steve, I mean, I think about all the storylines surrounding the team. I think Gerard Mayo created some expectations for fans when he said we're going to burn some cash,
Well,
right?
I think Gerard Mayo expects that, though.
And they have spent for Micah Wenu. They tried to spend for Calvin Ridley. He didn't want to come here. You know, they had a pretty aggressive offer out on the table, and they spent elsewhere. But I think the expectation was that maybe there'd be some more. They still got to take care of Matthew Judon, in my opinion. His contract's got to be addressed. Christian Barmore, talk about maybe extending him. There's going to be opportunities to spend the money. I just don't think in the big splash that maybe some people were anticipating.
Owners' meetings are coming up. You're going to Orlando,
Going
correct?
to Orlando. We'll
Start a week from
today. We'll hear from Gerard Mayo.
Okay.
We'll hear from Robert Kraft. And I think I always look at that, Steve, as like a state of the franchise address. And we'll hear what the messaging is, and we'll get to ask Robert Kraft some questions that I think fans want to hear some answers to. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, how he answers them, how Gerard does, and I always think that's a real positive thing.
Out of the three quarterbacks, the top three, who do they get?
I think it'll be either Jaden Daniels of LSU or Drake May of North Carolina. My guess right now would be Drake May, but you never know, Steve. I mean, you know, these things can and J.J. McCarthy of Michigan. People say he could be moving up. Michael Penix of Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, I think those two might be coming up a little bit more than we've seen in some of these mock drafts from the draft analysts.
Good stuff, Mike.
It's always football
Good
season.
stuff.
Steve. Can't trade down. Do not trade down.
down.
He will.
One more
get
time.
depressed.
Do not trade down.
You heard him.